everybody, Stegorax here, and today is part 3 of the Gamera build. Sorry it's taken so long, I've been very busy with work and stuff, and next week I'm very busy, so I don't know if I'll be getting out any more videos next week. I'll probably be able to get a review out next week, but there won't be any builds due to the fact how busy I will be next week. But let's do this Gamera build, and what I want to show you first off before we get started is this nice inner bit here. These are Q-tips cut to push these out because it was in and I needed to push it out. Originally I had this in here to get the exact size, so this is the same length as these. So in case you're wondering what length I cut them at, they're about 2 inches long at right here, and then I added these little bits. Then I hot glued them in place here and here. And don't worry, I have gotten more hot glue so we can get this build finished up. And what I had to do here also is trim this down to get this to fit properly in here. So all I did was, once I got this out, I took this, put that down, went to here, traced the lines around here, then I cut it out, and now I have this shape. Now what I'm going to do after we attach this is I redrew out some design shapes here. So those will be cut out and then they'll be put on here so the shell goes all the way around Gamera. And then once this is attached, we put the legs on, and yeah, so that's where we are. Now what you can do at this point is cover it in Elmer's glue, which I have done. It makes a nice hard layer, and that's the layer you want to paint on. It's just the Elmer's glue makes a nice cover to paint on, so you want to do that. And then once we get all of it attached, we'll get the teeth on, which are right there. And then we have little spikies we need to put on the head, which I got little holes made up right there. And I just took the X-Acto blade and poked them in there at the bottom. So, yep, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get the belly bits on, and then we'll get the teeth in. And when we put the teeth in, we're going to have to cut this jaw piece off so we get the teeth put in here. Now I did do a test fit for the teeth, so that's why those teeth are in right there, but they're not really solid in there right now. Just did a little test fit for them. So, I'll just get them out. And now with the teeth out and everything, we can start building. And I originally should have put the teeth in first because I forgot I'm just going to paint it, not spray paint it. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'll have time to actually paint Gamera in this video, but we'll see. We'll see if we have time to paint it. But if I don't, I'll make a separate video of painting Gamera. So let's get started. Okay, very quickly, if you do see me putting this body piece on without the limbs, it's due to the fact that I forgot to put the arms on, but got the arms on now, and so yeah, so in case you're wondering why the next clip shows the arms not attached, because I had to fix that, go back in and open it back up and fix it, but yeah, so that's why the arms aren't in the next bit of me attaching the rest of it. Alright, but got them on now, yay! We'll continue with the build now. So here we go. I've done a little testing to get this Gamera's big tooth in, and this was my lazy solution. And over here is a much nicer way. Now, it's really hard to actually film me doing this, so what I'm just going to do is show ya. So what you want to do is have to remove this first. Alright, so once you have the little bit, what you're going to want to do is you're going to have to put a very little bit of hot glue right on that. And then you're just going to take it and slip it between the teeth here. You just want to slip it right in there, and then just slip it in, push it up a little bit, and then once that's up and hooked, you want to put a little bit of hot glue on the outside to make sure the attachment's good, and then just smooth it out and clean it up, and yeah, it should turn out good. So just do that, and yeah. Okay, so at this point, cover the whole guy in Elmer's glue, and you can do it before you put them all together, which is a little easier, but I've already done it, besides a little bit. And every time you put more hot glue on, you're going to have to recoat it with Elmer's glue, just to, because when you put the hot glue back on, you've gotten rid of that layer of Elmer's glue, so you need to put that layer back on to cover the new layer of hot glue that is on it. So at this point, you just have to clean it up, look for any gaps or anything that might be there, and then fill it up with some Elmer's glue or hot glue depending on it. Kind of like right here, there's a little bit of a gap, but I might fill it in with some Elmer's glue right there. So you just go through and see what needs to be touched up or anything, and then paint it. Yeah, so you can paint whatever colors you want at this point. So yeah, so I think, let's see what time. I do believe I have time to actually paint this guy. Yay! So we'll do that. So I'm going to let him dry up a little bit and we'll get him painted. And now we'll get to painting him. I'm using some gray paint, some brown, and some green. And the brown and green are just to bring out some details, some dry brushing on the shell and on the bottom shell. And just to show you the paint I'm using. It's nothing fancy. Over here, the brown, gray paint. Down there are the two other colors. I'm going to try to darken the green paint there a little bit. But that's the paint I'm using. Right there. Alright, so nothing fancy. Just some paint. So, let's get started. Gamera all painted and all finished. So first we'll go over his articulation. His arms can move here, and this arm can move. This mouth can move a little bit, not too much. Blah, 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 blah. And the back shell is nicely painted. I think that looks really nice. Really do like that. Belly's painted nicely. Didn't get to the feet, ran out of time, but I'll patch it up a little bit later. And there's a look from the back side. There's a look from the front side. Looks pretty nice. There's a nice look at the head. There's a look at the other side. I like this side a little bit better. Don't know why, but I like it. Yeah, it looks pretty nice. And for comparison, we'll bring in S.H. Monster Arts King of the Monsters Godzilla, so you can see how they look together. There you go. And since all my other guys are packed up, all my other builds, here's a Popo. So there's a nice scale there. And for a ruler, here's the ruler. He stands, go this way. He stands almost 4.5 inches tall, and he's approximately almost, put the ruler the right way so I know what I'm doing, almost, he's about 9.5 inches long. So he's a pretty long guy, and he stands pretty well. If you get him in the right position, he does stand with his tail clearing, so that's pretty cool. You can put the ruler on the way underneath, so he's completely up. And that has been Gamera. I am extremely busy in the coming weeks, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to start another build. So, but don't worry, I will start another build of something. But just letting you guys know that I'm going to be doing a lot of more work, so my ability to do these builds are going to be limited, and since it does take a long time building these guys, the builds will take a little bit longer to do. But be patient, I'll get more builds coming, and I do have some videos for next week planned. At least one video will be up next week. But yeah, so that is Gamera, and yeah, there you go. Let me know what you want to see me build next. Yeah, and I'll see what I can do. Alright? Alright, just remember, the more complex and more design parts and everything, the longer the build. So, but I don't mind it. But just remember, just keep in mind that the builds are kind of gonna be a little slower. So probably one build per month or one build every 2 months, depending on how busy I am. But yeah, so that has been Gamera, and I'll see you on the next video. And have a great day, and bye, everybody.